Clients ask me, hey Peter, do stories add real commercial value? Can they help me win more pitches? I answer with two stories, and the first of those is about Shark Tank. Now, I love Shark Tank because it's the best example where you can see real live entrepreneurs pitching to real live investors and see what works and what doesn't. And one of the favorite questions the sharks ask the entrepreneurs is, show me the numbers. And when you look at the numbers in Shark Tank, just over 60% of the entrepreneurs pitching win over the sharks. But of that 60%, 70% of them tell a story, just like Kane Bodiam did when he met the sharks.
Hi, my name is Kane. I'm the CEO of Icapsulate.
Now, Kane was a fascinating fellow. His company, Icapsulate, had an innovative idea to have biodegradable coffee capsules and produce what he claimed to be the freshest coffee. And after only 18 months in business, he already had $4 million in sales, so clearly he was one of the smartest pitchers we've seen. But his real genius, I think, was how he told a story to the sharks.
Yeah, so always coffee. My mum was a chef, so instead of working in the kitchen with her, I said I'll stay out and do the bar and coffee. Through school and everything, I continued doing coffee, and I set up a coffee roasting company.
Now, for Kane, it wasn't just telling the story, but it was a crucial ingredient, along with him giving the sharks or serving the sharks up some inferior coffee and his coffee, and clearly being across his numbers like very few entrepreneurs are. But the result of his pitch was that he got the largest ever investment from Australian sharks when he was offered $2.5 million for a 22.5% stake in his business. And this is how the winning shark, Andrew Banks, summed up what he bought.
I'm buying a big growth story.
The second evidence we've got that stories add real commercial value is when you listen to successful entrepreneurs when they don't have time to tell a complete story. They break away from the corporate speak of engaging all the key stakeholders and making forward progress, and they use metaphors, which are mini stories, and they cut through to us by comparing something we don't know, which is their idea or what they're pitching, with something we do know, which is a very common device or common theme. A couple of examples that I've worked on recently. One of them, I was working with the CEO of a big consumer goods company, and they were launching a new fly spray of all things, and it was quite a complicated technical formula, but he summed it up brilliantly to the investors by saying, this new fly spray chases flies around like flies. But wow, what a great idea, what a great way to cut through, and that line stayed with the investors long after the pitch. Another example I had recently was with a sales director, and he was talking about a competitor who was very threatening to them, and he said, look, them coming at us is like people running out of a trench with a water pistol. A great analogy, and it really cut through to the folks that he was pitching to. Now, there's lots of great examples from entrepreneurs, the successful ones, using metaphors like this. Here's some of my favorite examples.
Every day was either a disaster or a miracle, and it was just kind of, how do you dance with that?
An engineer is the closest thing to a magician that exists in the real world.
I've always been someone who has been collaborative, but I would say it's collaboration on steroids.
This is really nice beast from the moon. So imagine you're holding in your hand a piece of moon. I mean, that is just unbelievable. So people talk about, honey, I'll take you to the moon. I brought the moon to you.
So that's just two reasons why stories can add real commercial value and help you win more pitches. If you'd like to get me helping you win more pitches with stories, let me know. Otherwise, I'll leave you with one final thought, and that is, tell more stories.